What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. The one and only Sky Blackwell, Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. And first things first, click the like button, hit the like button to show some support and appreciation. Click the like button to show some support and appreciation. Thank you. But yes, today's video, God is my guide. God is my guide. And shout out to Sweet Green. I got me a nice sweet green salad. Arugula, chickpeas, tomato, cucumber, basil, cilantro. I'll be getting the mushrooms, the onion, the hummus, the nori, quinoa, wild rice, I'll be getting that sweet green salad. Yes, thank you. A sweet green salad. Yes, sweet green salad, arugula salad, quinoa, cucumber salad. Yes, health is wealth. But yeah, God is my guide. God led me to continuously enjoy salads like this and other great plant-based foods, And God is beyond our comprehension. But my point is like, God is my guide. I was doing some reflecting, self-reflection, and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be caught up in the past, but sometimes it's okay to reflect, and ponder and, see how far we've come, And yeah, I was like, wow, I've been through different stuff, hard times, I've been through different stuff, different challenges, different obstacles. But no matter what, God was my guide. God is always my guide. God is the light. And like every moment, as long as you're connected, there's a way, to get through the times, to get through any time, being connected with God is the most important, first thing, what I mean? And like, that's why I was recognizing God as my guide. I don't have to, stress or worry. I have to allow, I have to listen to God. I have to learn from God. I have to follow God's lead, every day, with every action, every second, every minute, I'm free, yes. However, God is the ultimate one in control. God is the one that's in control. No man or woman is in control, So like, I'm being in my zone every day. Day to day, I'm staying in my zone. I'm staying in my unique authenticity. I'm staying in my uniqueness. I'm staying original. I'm staying different, I'm staying myself, I'm staying one of a kind forever, So like, with that being said, like, I'm making sure I'm of service to humanity. I'm of service to humanity. I'm providing alkaline herbs, teas, juices, alkaline vegan meals. I'm giving wisdom, knowledge, nutrition, wellness consultation sessions, recipes, sea moss, you know what I'm saying? I board I board dogs. When people go out of town and they have dogs or a dog, and they ask me to watch their dog because I'm a trustworthy hero. I'm a trustworthy hero, and I'm a vegan of 8 years, plant-based alkaline vegan of 8 years. So I'm very compassionate towards all life. I love animals. I'm a protector, of animals and of humans. The world, the environment. I'm a protector overall. So yeah, and I have a lot of other things going for me. I'm worthy to have a clothing line, and more natural products and herbs. So I'm always being of service, and I'm being in my zone, in my unique authenticity. I am my soul. My soul is not for sale. We can't trade. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna be myself. You know, and that's that. So I'm staying in my zone, tunnel vision, and I'm serving, and every day I'm making sure I'm giving good energy to the world. I'm making sure I'm giving good energy to the world. I'm finding meaning from life. I'm taking things step by step. I'm learning to be more patient every day. I'm always working on my patience. That's helping. But like, I love writing. Writing helps out. Reading. I love reading, learning, reading. And just this. I love listening to good quality music. High quality. Classical music, jazz music, bossa nova music. Reggae music. Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? Some good music like that. I listen to Prince. Michael Jackson. There's a lot of other people too. I have a great music taste. A lot of conscious artists out there too. I love listening to. But yeah, I love taking care of myself. I love, improving every aspect of my life. And right now I'm fasted right now. I ate earlier. Today, right now when I'm recording this video, it's actually towards the end of my birthday. April 12th, 4/12/2025. It's in the evening, about 8 p.m. And I already did a video earlier today, but this video I'm gonna upload some other time in the future soon, but technically right now I'm recording on April 12th, 2025. Yes, it's my birthday. Sky Blackwell, eternal authenticity. Happy birthday to me, Aries, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, so I ate light earlier, you know what I'm saying? I had a good meal, falafel, with the tabbouleh, the Mediterranean with the hummus, the falafel, the lentil soup, you know what I'm saying? I had that, earlier, and I already had been done, like I had completed a 2-day liquid fast, you know what I'm saying? Usually I like to eat like maybe one meal a day, or I just eat instinctually, but I eat, intermittent fasting. I always have a time period. I'm not gonna be eating all day every day. I love to have at least like 12 to 24 hours with no eating, for sure. And I can go longer. I can go multiple days, but I love figuring out what works best for me, and I love just the whole spiritual side of things and everything. But yeah, right now I'm feeling light, even though I ate, probably like 6-7 hours ago. I still are, my bowel movements and everything. I'm so light. When you do the liquid fasting, when you do the intermittent fasting, when you practice just not eating for 1 day or 2 days, or at least 16 hours or something like that, you will see, you will allow your body to release bowels. You will have bowel movements. You will, you will improve your digestion. You will go to the restroom when you give your body time to rest and reset instead of constantly eating and eating and eating. You got to let your organs rest and provide with the right nutrients: coconut water, spring water, herbal teas, cold pressed juices, cucumber juice, kale juice, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sea moss, you know what I'm saying? So like, yes, that's awesome, So fasting. But yeah, right now I ate earlier today, but still I'm so light and I'm just grateful. And I credit just God, of course, and thank you to my mentors, and thank you to myself. Like, I've been putting in the work. I've been staying disciplined. I've been staying focused. I'm a messenger. I'm reminding people on this journey, you got to stay focused. Like, it's so many it's so many distractions. People are on all types of stuff, and that's their business. That's their responsibility. That's their karma. That's their actions. I'm not responsible for their actions. You know what I'm saying? Or their life. So that's why when we can do our best every day to consume the best foods, like, y'all see me over and over again on all these videos, all these sweet green kale arugula salads consistently, and I'm staying healthy, because of it, and other great foods too, but it's like so rewarding when you can eat right, you think right, you feel right, you look good, you live great, I'm living great, you know what I'm saying? So like, God is my guide, God is my guide. Like, it's just a journey of connection to God, a journey of self-love, a journey of healing, a journey of detoxing, a journey of, inspiring other people, a journey of helping and serving other people, a journey of raising the frequency of humanity, raising the vibration. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fulfilling a huge purpose, from God. So, yes, you know what I mean? It's deep. I'm spiritual. I'm not, in no religious box. I'm always going to believe in God. I'm always going to stand for God. I'm always going to live for God. I'm a spiritual vessel. God is flowing through me. God is giving me the information to share with the world and help the world, so thank you, God. And yeah, that's my message. God is my guide. Like, the spiritual aspect, you got to have time just to really meditate, reflect. Like, you can't be just always like, having all this anxiety and stuff and making excuses. Oh, I'm gonna pop pills. I'm gonna pop pills to instantly get rid of my anxiety. That's not how you do it. That's not the natural way. That's not the real way, how you do it. And it's a process over time of healing and training yourself to become healthier, So like, popping pills, that's out of the picture, And you can do other techniques, music, breath work, you can do breath work, different chants, prayer, meditation, prayer, breath work, breathing. Our air, breath is very important for our spirit connection. Breathing, breath, our spirit, prana, focus on that, But like, you can write, you can read, you just get your mind right, listen to mentors, learn, read books, write, connect with others, who you can learn from. It's different ways, to improve your spirituality, to raise your frequency, to get into balance. That's what we all gotta do, be in our best balance. So I love reconnecting with myself, through nature, with God and everything. And it's just, we're all different. We're all unique creations. We're not the same. We are not the same. We all came here to do something different, and we have authentic differences amongst us, the contrasts, the different shades and colors and tones, that's how it is. I am eternal authenticity. I'm representing being original. I'm encouraging people to be original, be yourself. Don't be anybody else. Just help contribute positive, good, peaceful energy to the world. That's my message. But you gotta make sure that every day you're doing your best, taking your time, taking it easy, but still being productive, and no matter what I'm going through, I'm grateful to God, for everything, this experience of life, this experience of life, yes, give thanks. Like when I'm outside and I'm in the sun and I'm just so grateful. I'm like, wow, the water, all the elements of nature, the water, the trees, the animals, the squirrels, butterflies, the birds, what I'm saying? The sunshine, the wind, the air, the trees, all that stuff, the list goes on. The nature brings us home, and when we take the steps to heal on all levels in a holistic way, that's how we get on the right path. That's how we stay on the right path. I've always been highly awake, for my generation and, for the world. What I'm saying? I've always been highly awake, no matter what, at any age. But especially when I started to really wake up and change my diet and become plant-based vegan, that's when I knew, I needed to get even more deeper and closer to nature, because that's home. Nature is home. When I was young, I always wanted to go outside at recess. When we're in school, I love recess. Who didn't? Of course, recess is awesome. Playing outside at the lunch break. I'd never want to go back, inside. What I'm saying? I want to keep playing basketball, football, or whatever games we playing, running. What I'm saying? The obstacle courses, or, the slides, the swings, what I'm saying? Swings, slides, the merry-go-round, what I'm saying? I love being outside, being free, being happy. What I mean? You see all them children at them schools, they be happy outside at recess. We're from nature. That's us. We're all supposed to be, youthful, keep our inner child alive. What I'm saying? So I knew I was onto something when I started to see, when I was being inspired by people that were on that high frequency, inspiring energy, in the natural, plant-based lifestyle, and I felt the message from God, and it's common sense. What I'm saying? It's a lot of distraction. It's a lot of fake stuff out there. The world is an illusion. It's a mask. Layers have been put over us, from early on, from everything, all the medications, the vaccines, the television, the junk food, the candy, the sodas, the meats, the processed meats, the cancer causing meats, the dairy, the mucus causing dairy, all that inflammation, all that junk stuff, all that acidic crap, processed crap, foods, all type of birthday cake, alcohol, all that stuff people be on, all that waffles, what I'm saying? All that stuff, what I'm saying? Like people gotta let that stuff go, and the distractions, with all the entertainment, the bread and circuses, all the entertainment, the television, the social media, the list goes on, with all the distractions to, make your health worse and your life worse and not inspiring, But like, when you get focused on your path and you realize that you need to be focused, then you start to remember your health, your heart, your spirit. You feel God. You feel the light. And you gotta surrender to God's light. You have to surrender to God's voice. You have to surrender to God's light and God's voice and God's timing and God's plan. That's what it is. You got to be able to peel off the layers of illusion. You got to be able to take off the mask and break free and unlock yourself, unlock your spirit, unlock your heart, unlock your purpose. That's what it is. God is my guide. You know what I mean? And like, nature is the best way to get back on the right path to fulfilling your life purpose. Everybody has a unique, different life purpose, a different mission, a specific calling. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. So like, we all have these different wonderful components and aspects to us. It's all a magical, amazing universe. The stars, all that. You know what I'm saying? We're made of stardust. So God has a blueprint. God has a path for us. And it's great, when we listen, when we follow it, our heart. We got to follow our heart. We got to follow our heart, And yeah, the healing journey is fun. The nature healing journey is fun. It feels the most at home. I'm following my dreams. I'm following my dreams every day. I'm staying focused. I know where I'm going. God is super powerful beyond all this artificial stuff, the televisions, everything, the phones. God is super powerful, beyond our intelligence, way beyond us. We are children of God. I'm a child of God forever, So, we need to humble ourselves, and we got to let God be our guide on the journey. That's my message, like, I'm trusting God. I'm following my dreams with God helping me with a special plan, So, yes, I'm grateful. Focus is necessary. Focus is necessary. You gotta feel it internally and you can't be at war internally. You can't be at war within yourself. You can't be putting war in your mouth, in your eyes, in your ears, around you. You can't have that war, bad, negative, toxic energy, because that's all that's gonna result in your life. The reason why I'm always constantly showing up, thriving, healthy, happy, successful, and looking real young and handsome and great, ladies, my special lady, it's because I'm constantly staying in alignment with God every day. I don't have war within me. I'm peaceful within myself. I am peace. I am love. I am freedom. I am free forever. I am protected forever. I am living a karma-free, positive, good karma lifestyle forever. I'm living a peaceful life. I am peace. I am wealth. I am financial abundance. I am rich. I am super rich forever. So it's because of what I'm doing, my energy. I have a wonderful golden energy. I have a wonderful golden energy. I'm a diamond. I'm always shining the brightest forever. It was written. But yeah, that's what it is. And just follow your heart. That's what I gotta say. Follow your heart. Let go. Let go. We can't be caught up, with bad energy, So I'm always consciously making sure I'm doing good things to stay peaceful. My thoughts, I'm staying focused with my thoughts, with positive thoughts. I'm staying focused with my nutrition, eating salads, arugula kale salads, with quinoa, and fasting, what I'm saying? Not eating all the time. I'm staying focused with my meditation. I'm staying focused with my exercise, running and working out, exercise. I'm staying focused with my hydration, with my spring water, and everything, all on top of that, everything else falls into place. You know what I mean? I am peace. I am respect. I am attracting respect, because I am respect. I'm respecting the world, so that's what it is. So that's something to process, something to listen to, something to think about, be at peace within yourself, heal within yourself, become a higher vibration, illuminate, raise your frequency to become peaceful and a better vibe, a better energy. You know what I mean? That's what I gotta say, and let God be your guide. Whatever you're going through, let God be your guide, through the ups, through the downs, whatever point in your journey, whatever point, whatever age you are, you have to stay connected. Otherwise, you will fall off and you will lose and fail and suffer, and you will be in agony and pain and debt, on all levels. So the choice is yours. You can live a righteous life or you can live a mediocre life. I'm choosing to live a righteous life all throughout eternity forever. So, yes, amen. So, yes, let God be your guide. Let God be your guide. Let God be your guide. So, thank you for listening. Follow me. Message me on Instagram at Eternal Authenticity. Sky Blackwell, hit me up to schedule a one-on-one nutrition and wellness consultation session. Hit me up to get all that knowledge and wisdom about detoxing and healing and advancing in your health journey. Message me on Instagram at Eternal Authenticity to order sea moss, alkaline detox herbs, and my plant-based recipe ebook. alkaline recipes. Hit me up, send me some good vibes and peaceful, harmonious energy. I will send you some great vibes and good love also. Thank you. At Eternal Authenticity, Sky Blackwell. Like this video if you support the most authentic. Like this video if you're letting God, the universe, the creator be your guide. Like this video if you are working on improving yourself. Like this video to show some support and appreciation. Much love. It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. Peace.